Scott, do you feel like, obviously every team is different, every scouting report and game plan is different, but do you feel like you took a step defensively in that Utah game?
Yeah, at the end of the day, coaches are only as good as their players, and for us having, I think it was 8 practices in a row with the rotation we were playing, that was the difference. And at the end of the day, that's what makes coaching so tough, is when you don't have injuries, whatnot, it just changes what you do, and it's hard to get a rhythm and a chemistry, and you can't be all that you're capable of being. So, knock on wood, pray that we keep progressing. But I thought defensively, we were active, we were aggressive. We stayed in part of the rotation as you stay fresher.
Obviously, a top 5 Iowa State team. What do you see from them? Are they close to what they were last year, or are they different?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, it begins in college basketball. We all know if you retain really good players, you have such an advantage early in the year. And with them, their backcourt, Lipsey, Gilbert, Jones, that's as good as anybody in the country. And having all those guys that have played in the system, know what it's like to be through the wars, know exactly what their coach wants. And then the front line is really TJ and the staff did a great job bringing in really caliber front line that makes them so dangerous offensively and defensively.
How much do you talk to the new guys about what to expect at Hilton, or so they don't have the wide eye?
Well, I think the best thing we did was play that first game at Gonzaga. You've been at Gonzaga, you've been at UConn. The Big 12 environments are great, but there's nothing that is going to blow you away when you've been to those two to begin with, because, again, they're Big 12 environments are awesome, and those two environments are awesome. So they're all in the same. Which one's 0.1 better, I don't know, but hopefully the experience of playing, we did a lot better from game 1 to game 2 in that environment, and we'll obviously need to continue that progression.
Coach, it's the 1-year anniversary of the Foster Pavilion. How do you kind of look at this arena now, 1 year later, and how much of an impact has it had on this program?
Well, first and foremost, it's complete now. And being able to be in here every day and enjoy and get the benefits of that. Our players get a lot more shots, not only in the Foster, but in the practice gym. They get advantages of the weight room, the nutrition center, the training room, the recovery, the locker room. So all of that stuff really pays dividends rather than treating it like an NBA venue where you just show up, play, and then leave. So the crowd, big difference. For New Year's, I had my in-laws, mother-in-law, brother-in-law in town. They were looking at the Farrell Center pictures, just how flat it is compared to how vertical the Foster is, and just noise-wise makes a huge difference.
Scott, Josh said when y'all are facing such a balanced attack that it kind of helps defensively because the team shares the burden more than when one guy has to stop a star. What's your kind of take on facing such a balanced attack like Iowa State has?
Well, I think they're similar to us. A lot of players in double figures, a lot of guys capable of scoring 20, and really good teams have more than one weapon, and they're a really good team. Might be the best. Them and Auburn might have played the best in the country year to date. So you're playing a team that returns a lot on their home court and has played tremendously well. So it's a great challenge for us to see where we're at and see where we need to continue to go.
Coming off of a Big 12 opener where you win pretty handily, I know every game is its own thing, but is there anything you can take from that game and kind of build on?
Oh, most definitely. Every game you're learning from mistakes and what you did well, and a lot of positives from last game. But at the same time, areas still to improve and get better, and we were able to do that today.
I wanted to ask you a little bit of a different question. I feel like this is almost the golden age for your guys in the NBA in terms of how many are averaging double figures or just playing key roles. How cool is that to see, and how much does it help when you're recruiting, and you can point to those guys and say, hey, look, we got some success stories there.
Well, definitely let's start first and foremost for Baylor basketball and Baylor University to turn on so many NBA games and not only see our guys playing, but being leading scorer, second leading scorer, starters. I mean, just whatever it is, they're all contributing and really playing well, and that's exciting. And then second of all the recruits and everyone out there knows, man, they came from Baylor, and that's great publicity for us. And those guys do such a great job of always talking highly of the program and what the program means. And at the end of the day, we've been blessed that we've had guys come in. They've worked hard, they've grown, they've improved, and because of that, they've benefited, and Baylor University has. Yeah, I saw Eve is the odds favorite for NBA rookie, which is what an honor.
Yeah, that's what I was going to follow up with. He just won Western Conference Rookie of the Month. Just kind of, what do you think has made him so successful so early in his NBA career? And just how, are you able to keep up with kind of how these guys are developing?
Yeah, we are able to keep up, not watch games because we don't have the time, but you can see highlight stats and whatnot. And I think Eve is one of those guys that his progression since high school has been straight vertical, and that's because his desire to work, his desire to be coached, to get better, and then with that, he does everything a pro does, takes care of his body, gets rest, really quick learner. And those are things at the end of the day, the best abilities, availability, and he's done a great job in that area.
Josh, first Big 12 road game, obviously a tough opponent, but I guess this is kind of what you guys come to expect with the Big 12, isn't it?
Yeah. For me, I would say, like I said, the coach has been drilling these messages into our minds just before the season even started, because everyone knows Big 12 is a tough conference. So it doesn't matter who you're playing, whether home and away. I just feel like you have to get your mindset ready, because if you look at the games that have happened like this couple of weeks, is almost all of the game is like a 1-point game. So we got to take care of business, take care of what we can control, like rebound the ball, like less turnovers, and I feel like we're going to be in a very good shape if we're able to do all the stuff.
Along that line, very seldom do you see a game like y'all's the other day where it's, 25-point game, it doesn't go down to the wire. Was that nice, though, to have kind of a little bit of a cushion so you're not having to worry about it right there at the end?
For me, I would say, like I said, don't let it. We're not coming into the Big 12, going to the Big 12 conference, thinking about, any game is an easy game. I just feel like if you come in, sometimes the team you might play might be underestimating like you, and you just come in and you punk them in the face, and now before you know they're down like 15. And I feel like we took care of business against Utah, where like we come in and like we're just like ready to go, and I feel like they were like surprised because the scouting report for the game was to not let the two twins shoot, because they're probably a good 3-point shooter. And I feel like as we did that, and as you can see, they weren't able to like do much on offense. So yeah.
In the back, it's the 1-year anniversary of this arena opening. Can you just talk about how do you feel about it 1 year later, and how much of an impact it's had on the team and the program?
I would say we are blessed to actually have this arena. I feel like it's one of the best arenas in the country today. So I feel like being able to like you said, 1-year anniversary of playing in this nice gym is actually like a good thing for the guys who have been here last season, but also for the guys who just joined the team, like feeling like the way the Big 12 is during like the home game, and stuff, like even with the fans and everything. So I feel like that was good, yeah.
Obviously, every game's its own individual thing, but is there anything you can carry over from that success against Utah into Iowa State, you think?
For me, we basically saying the same stuff, because I know Iowa State, they have 2 good shooters too, and so we're going into this game playing a zone defense, because we know that like they have shooters and stuff. So I feel like if we're able to like lock in on like knowing where the MD is at, like the guys who like shooting and stuff, and also take care of the ball, because they have a very good point guard who is good at like stealing the ball and stuff. I just feel like knowing where the shooters at and like take care of the ball, and that we just everything else will take care of itself.
Josh, defending against such a kind of even attack, they've got, I think, 6 guys who average double figures. What kind of challenges does that present compared to when you've got kind of like one star that runs the show that you have to face?
Sorry, say it again?
When you have to face such an even attack, how is that different from going up against kind of like a one-guy show?
For me, I would say now it comes down to like a mental game. I feel like when everyone is like, I just feel like as a team, we're not going to the game like battling against like individual battle. We're going together as a team. So I feel like with that team bonding, playing against almost the same matchup, and everyone is like together and stuff, that's going to actually help us to like overcome like hurdles, because I know the game is a long game. So there's going to be times where we might be down or we might not score, but I feel like if we stay together, we'll be able to like go through any hurdles during the game. So yeah.
You mentioned how you guys were able to kind of take the Twins away in that Utah game. Do you feel like y'all took a step defensively in that game, and is it something you can build on?
Yeah, first of all, I'll probably say thanks to the coaching staff and also to my teammate, because I feel like everyone bought in on the defense. Like I said, we watch film on them, and we see when the two Twins are scoring the basketball, they're a good team. So I feel like when you take away the two Twins from scoring the basketball, they kind of struggle, if you see from last game. So I feel like just as the team, we just bought into like, okay, no threes for these guys, because we know these guys are like the heads of the team. So if you take that away, I feel like we have a chance to win against Utah. So that's what we did. Yeah.
And how about playing in Ames at Hilton Coliseum? I mean, that's always been a tough place to play. What have you told maybe the guys that are going for the first time about what to expect?
I've been here 3 years, and every time we play Iowa State, I think like there's always a stigma going in like, oh, Baylor always lose to Iowa State. But I tell them like, I feel like I'm not trying to think about like losing. I'm going in there to like beat these guys, because I'm tired of losing to them. We lost to them against in the Big 12 tournament, so like we've lost to them a lot. So I just feel like for sure it's going to be tough because of like the arena and stuff. But I just, like I said again, if we're locked in as a team, as a group going into like this battle, I feel like we're going to come out with the victory. So yeah.
VJ had a team high 19 against Utah in his first Big 12 game. Just what do you think makes him so special in these kind of big time games to where the moment doesn't get too big for him?
I would say he's someone who puts the team first before himself. I know there's a lot of guys who coming out of high school like McDonald's All-American coming in and want to like get their own shot, but he's not someone who's like that. He's always putting the team, putting his body first because of the team. Like he's always willing to sacrifice for the team. So I feel like that actually, we're doing that now. His teammate now have to lift up his confidence, telling him like, bro, like you're good. Like when you're wide open, you shoot the ball because you work on it any day. So like don't be scared to like play. And he's very aggressive, and I feel like that's what we need as a team, like a player who is like aggressive both on offense and defense. And I feel like that's actually helping to build his confidence going into like the Big 12 tournament conference.
Okay, one more.
Kind of going back to the Foster Pavilion 1 year anniversary, you know, with you being here 3 years, can you talk about how much that fan engagement has changed with everybody being super close and it's just super loud here at the Foster every game?
I would say I'm gonna say thanks to the fans, because I know there's some games like from last year when we were down and we started coming back and the whole crowd were going nuts, and actually that did help the team, because I feel like we were feeding into like the energy of the crowd, and that just kept the team going. So I'm grateful for the way the gym is and how everyone is like close to the crowd, because when they're like screaming and yelling, you can hear that, and that just boosts your morale to like just keep going. So yeah, I actually do love it.
It looked like you made a pretty smooth transition to Big 12 play. What did the guys tell you about what to expect, and was it about what you expected?
They prepared me. My teammates, my coaches, my teammates especially, they was just telling me like Langston and stuff. They was like, it's gonna be a dogfight every game. Don't take no game for granted. Every game is gonna be a hard game, especially in the 12. There ain't nobody that say, oh, we just go and beat up on them or sleep on them. Nah, you're gonna have everyone's good in the 12 for sure.
That said, you guys not coasted, but y'all beat Utah pretty good.
Yeah.
What was the key to that? What do you think really sparked that big a win?
Utah is a great program, so we just came out and played hard. That was the main thing for us, just to play hard. Let our defense start our offense. That's what happened 2 nights ago. That's what happened. So we just came out and played hard. Stayed the coach's game plan, executed, and like I said, credit to Utah. They're a great team. They're a great team. We try to make it hard on them. Their shooters try make it hard for them not to get off as much shots. If they can't shoot the ball, they don't get no points. If they don't shoot the ball is what I mean. Stuff like that. So yeah.
Thank you. Obviously, top 5 matchup coming up with Iowa State. Just kind of what stands out about them, and kind of what challenges do they present?
Every year Iowa State is great. Really gritty team. That's well coached. They play hard. They execute well. So we just got to go in there and bring our A game. Stay together, stay connected in a tough environment. So it's another road game for us. We've been in environments. We've played at multiple road games this year. So we try not to let the fans get to us or anything like that. Just stay connected, stay together. That's something that's gonna help us win for sure.
PJ, I know you haven't been here long, but it's the 1-year anniversary of this arena opening. For you, what is it? When you first got here, what was kind of your reaction to seeing this arena, and how much has it helped y'all throughout games this season?
My reaction when I first seen it and seen how much money they spent, I was like, wow. It's a top tier facility, stuff like that. Getting to playing it, it means a lot. Being able to represent Baylor, that's a privilege. Ain't much kids can say they represent Baylor. So being able to represent Baylor means a lot to me, especially playing the facility, hearing how loud the student sections being, how loud the fans are. Credit to them. I just want to thank them for that for sure.
Speaking of loud, it gets pretty loud at Hilton Coliseum in Ames, where y'all are going. Mm-hmm. I guess, one, how much does the experience of playing at Gonzaga, playing at UConn, how much does that help? And also, two, is there any better feeling than, quieting that crowd?
I guess, Gonzaga and UConn had tough crowds. And I'm pretty sure in 2 days it's going to be another tough crowd, like you said. I feel like we're well prepared for it now. We know how to face adversity in environments like that. We know how to stay together and stuff like that. So that's the main thing for us, just staying together. We've yet to win a road game. So hopefully this will be our first one, first of many. So yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Eve Misi just won Western Conference Rookie of the Year in the NBA. There's plenty of former Baylor guys really kind of balling out in the NBA. Is that something you're able to keep up with? And just maybe how validating is it to see guys who had experiences here now having success in the NBA?
I try to pay attention to it. I have my own season going on. But, definitely congrats to Yves for sure. It's well-deserved. He plays hard night in, night out. Coach Drew, we have a group chat coach, so he sends them to the chat, and I be seeing it. So, that's great, man, knowing his background, where he came from and stuff like that, seeing him work real hard. That's what's up.
Thank you. Just to kind of build on that question, I'm sure you have aspirations of playing in the NBA. You're on all the draft boards. When coming to Baylor, how much of the fact that they've put guys in the league and those guys are playing well, was that a factor at all for you in coming here, knowing that guys get better while they're here?
I'm be honest, for me, I try not to pay attention to that stuff. At the end of the day, you can't skip steps in the process. I feel like when you try to skip a step, you're gonna fall. And then you're gonna be set back, stuff like that. So I try not to pay attention to how much NBA guys he produce. Do they develop? It's there to prove. It's there. Coach Drew developed. Baylor develops. But like I said, I'm not really focused on that. And I feel like everything comes with winning. Everything comes with winning, man. And I just want to see all my teammates succeed in life. That's the main thing for me. I feel like if we win and stuff like that, then everyone's going to eat, and everyone's going to go, or everyone get what they dream of. And like you said, my dream is definitely playing in the NBA, but I never want to skip steps. I never want to think to June right now to hear my name being called, or I don't want to think of that. I just want to think of what's next. Just have a next play mentality, and that's how we approach Iowa State in the practices and stuff like that. So that's the main thing, man. But like I said, Baylor definitely got guys drafted. But I know if I put in the work and stuff like that, then everything will fall in line for sure. But like I say, I'm not really worried about that. I just worried about winning, and everyone's going to eat for sure.
Obviously, Utah's a much different team than Iowa State, but do you feel like you guys took a step defensively the other day?
Definitely. It shows that we can play. We can play defense at a real high level. That's why I feel like the main thing for us is just being focused on what the scout stuff like that. That's what's going to help us. What's going to help us win games and stay focused defensively. That's the main thing. Because we know what our defense brings for our offense and the energy it brings. Get us out in transition. I feel like we're real hard to stop in transition. When it comes to our guards pushing it, or even Chad or Jalen or the wings or someone like that, just pushing the ball. And we have shooters everywhere. So I feel like that's what creates our opportunities on the offensive end. We try to get a certain amount of transition points a game, just to stay in the game for real. Most teams don't like to play the half court ball. Some teams like to play half court ball, but I feel like we can do both, play transition and half court. So, yeah.
Thanks,